Hello, my strangelings. Today is Sunday, and before I get started in tonight's video, I want to apologize for not having a video up yesterday due to the weather. I had a major migraine, and as all of you know, I record and post the same day of recording. So, because the weather was horrible yesterday, raining all day, I ended up with a major migraine. And the weather sort of affects me. But anyways, tonight I decided to not do my usual stuff, but instead, because I found a book that I used to read when I was little in elementary school. Oh, no. Alright. Scary stories to tell in the dark. I decided that tonight I am going to read from this book one of my favorite stories. And I may not get the character's name correctly in the story, but you know what? I'm going to try my best. And the story is called The Wendigo, which, if you guys do own this book and don't have like the story collection that is out, just have the first book. It's on page 49. So here we go. A wealthy man wanted to go hunting in a part of northern Canada where few people have ever hunted. He traveled to a trading post and tried to find a guide to take him, but no one would do it. It was too dangerous, they said. Finally, he found an Indian who needed money badly, and he agreed to take him. The Indian's name was Defago. They made camp in the snow near a large frozen lake. For 3 days they hunted, but they had nothing to show for it. On the third night, a windstorm came up. They lay in their tent, listening to the wind howling, and the trees whipping back and forth. To see the storm better, the hunter opened the tent flap. What he saw startled him. There was a breath of air stirring, and the trees were standing perfectly still. Yet he could hear the wind howling, and the more he listened, the more it sounded as if it were calling Defago's name. Defago, it called. Defago. I must be losing my mind, the hunter thought. But Defago had gotten out of his sleeping bag. He was huddled in a corner of the tent, his head buried in his arms. What's this all about? The hunter asked. It's nothing, Defago said. But the wind continued to call to him, and Defago became more tense, more restless. Defago, it called. Defago. Suddenly he jumped to his feet and began to run from the tent. But the hunter grabbed him and wrestled him to the ground. You can't leave me out here, the hunter shouted. Then the wind called again, and Defago broke loose and ran into the darkness. The hunter could hear him screaming as he went, and again he cried, Oh, my furry feet, my burning feet of fire. Then his voice faded away, and the wind died down. At daybreak, the hunter followed Defago's tracks in the snow. They went through the woods down towards the lake, then out onto the ice. But soon he noticed something strange. The steps Defago had taken gotten longer and longer. They were so long no human could have taken them. It was as if something had helped him to hurry away. The hunter followed the tracks out to the middle of the lake, but they disappeared. At first he thought that Tefago had fallen through the ice, but there wasn't any hole. Then he thought that something had pulled him off the ice into the sky, but that made no sense as he stood wondering what had happened. The wind picked up again. Soon it was howling as it had the night before. Then he heard Tefago's voice. It was coming up from above, and again he heard Tefago screaming, "My fairy feet, my burning feet," but there was nothing to be seen. Now the hunter wanted to leave that place as fast as he could. He went back to the camp and packed, then left some food for Tefago, and he started out. Weeks later, he reached civilization. The following year, he went back to the hunt in that area again. He went to the same training post to look for a guide. The people there could not explain what had happened to Tefago that night, but they had not seen him since then. "Maybe it was the Wendigo," one of them said, and he laughed. "It's supposed to come with the wind. It drags you along at a great speed until your feet are burned away, and more of you than that. Then it carries you into the sky and it drops you." It's just a crazy story, but that's what some of the Indians say. A few days later, the hunter